Red Stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Banner pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Band shall I be the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run the marathon boy. The bush and never made it the champion boy pano. Now man I don't a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.
The sun is leaving us, but the excitement is coming and it's building here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica for the first set of first leg semi-finals in the Red Stripe Premier League for 2018-2019. Two blockbuster assignments here, and the first one in particular, Mount Pleasant against Portmore. This is a clash of the island's most impressive attacking team against the island's most impressive defensive team. The unstoppable force again against the immovable object, and we are getting ready to watch Mount Pleasant, their first season in Red Stripe Premier League football, taking on the defending champions Portmore, who have a lot to be proud of for the season that they've had so far here at the National Stadium. The last time we were here for Red Stripe Premier League football, it was last season's final when Portmore were crowned champions, defeating Waterhouse on penalties for the 2017-2018 title. And George, we have to say that almost a year on, Portmore, they have not declined in any way, shape or form in the way they have stamped their authority on the Red Stripe Premier League.
Portmore United still the best team in the land, Lance Whitaker. Portmore United still the hardest target for every team in this Premier League to hit. The bullseye keeps moving where Portmore United is concerned. They appear to be better than the rest, but the game of football equalizes certain situations. Mount Pleasant have been tremendous this season, but Portmore look to have a little bit in reserve. But the upset could be in the offing. How did Mount Pleasant get here? Well, in the quarterfinals, they fought a battle against the UWI, 2-2 in the first leg, and then they took them to Draxall, took them out into deep waters, and won 1-0. Mount Pleasant did, knocking off UWI 3-2. Then the other team to play in the quarterfinal playoffs, Cavalier, too good for Arnott Gardens in the first leg, make that 3 good. They beat them 3-0 at the Tony Sporting Sports Complex. Then they took them to the Jerusalem Stadium and rocked them to sleep in a 0-0 scoreline, keeping them at arm's length. That's how Cavalier and Mount Pleasant got here to face Waterhouse and Portmore United. Portmore United, Lance, awesome stuff. Waterhouse have been very good. Mount Pleasant have been solid, and Cavalier are young, fit, fast, and dangerous.
That is for sure. No, well, Portmore had won the Premier League by all of 15 points, well, the regular season by all of 15 points last year, and this year they were not as emphatic, but still won clearly by just about 6 points. So the fact is that Portmore remaining the top team in the league at the moment. 3 years of the last 4 years, they've been regular season champions, and they have a mountain to climb in the form of Mount Pleasant tonight, because Mount Pleasant are in fact the safest defense in the island.
All right, so the quarterfinal second legs, let's recap the action for you, telling you how Cavalier and Mount Pleasant got to this semi-final stage.
With a strike. Oh, cleared by the goalkeeper with a foot save, or did that hit the post? We'll check on the replay. But Arnott putting the pressure on. Cavalier's defenders working hard now. Arnott putting the pressure on.
This is Kemal Malcolm's first free kick. Look at this. That's a kick save. I thought he did get his foot to it like David De Gea. Arnott kept it alive.
Yeah, so here's Arnott trying really hard here, and desperate times here for the Cavalier team to get the danger away.
This is the Russell chance. Look at how quick it came to him, yeah.
Under a minute remaining in the match. And Arnott's 2018-2019 season about to disappear for them. That pretty much sums up their night. Sims with a wild left-footed effort that goes a long way wide, and Cavalier march into the semi-final playoffs against Waterhouse. Arnott Gardens exit the championship. Beckford under pressure. Slides the ball forward. Benpo, still Benpo. Benpo goes for the shot, but it's blocked by Heaven. Penalty, says referee Parchment. Benpo makes it. Looked a little uncertain about what he wanted to do initially.
This is the play. Benbow collects the possession right here. Fakes to do a few things. Has two runners, doesn't use them. And yeah, that's a penalty, that's a handball.
Francois Swaby has the opportunity to strike his 5th goal of the season. Into the net, Mount Pleasant 1-0 up on UWI.
Unfavorable from Francois Swaby. Up into the top left-hand corner. Amal Knight having no chance.
Problems here. Miller has a chance to strike at goal. Off the line, it's cleared off the line. And again, just before the goal, Ricardo Campbell, I think, made the final touch.
This is the cross from heaven. Whipped in. Davis beaten. Shaft in his way. Brown steals it from Miller. And look at Campbell. Almost like a hockey goalkeeper.
Now the 6 minutes have expired. So anytime now, referee Daniel Parchment will call a halt to this one, as he does now. And Mount Pleasant, first time in the Red Stripe Premier League, are through to the semi-final playoffs.
So the slow dance of the quarterfinals gave way to these pairings for the semifinals. Mount Pleasant against Portmore United and Cavalier against Waterhouse. All the games between these teams will be played here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica. The first legs slated for not too long from now.
Yeah, so as we get ready for the opening game, Mount Pleasant against Portmore, we see a situation here where Francois Swaby, Mount Pleasant's leading goal scorer, is poised to challenge for the Golden Boot honor, and they will have a lot going for them, this Mount Pleasant team here, as they try to leave their home ground of Draxall and St. Anne, come here to Kingston and take charge of a team that is accustomed to playing here.
Yeah, you know what, in the form of Francois Swaby, they have a very good offensive header. There are offensive headers and defensive headers. Francois Swaby very good up front in the center. So Cardell Benbow and Kemar Beckford will be looking to aim for him from those flank situations, and Xavier Verger on the overlap from right back will be looking to find Swaby. Also from dead ball situations, Mount Pleasant will be especially dangerous with Swaby's size, giving him an advantage over the Portmore defenders. The thing for Mount Pleasant here, the key for them, they have to take their defensive template with them that they've used so very well at Draxall to stifle teams. They have to take it here to the National Stadium to keep a very vibrant and vivacious Portmore United attack under wraps. If they do those two things well, use Francois Swaby's height and his threat from set pieces and dead ball situations, and be as defensively astute as they are at Draxall, Mount Pleasant will take a lot of beating in this game, you suspect.
Yes, and the Portmore team completely opposite to the Mount Pleasant team, because they are strong in offense, whereas the Mount Pleasant team is strong in defense. Mount Pleasant 5 clean sheets in their last 7 matches, but Portmore have the offensive threat to threaten them.
Yeah, Rondi Smith and Javan East have been in very good form, and then they have goals from elsewhere in the team. Crucially, Lance, their midfield general, their best player, Ricardo Morris, will not be available for this game. The dribbler extraordinaire for them, and a man who's dangerous from set-piece situations, understood that in training he had picked up a hamstring injury, which may also keep him out of the second leg of this semi-final two-way tie.
Yeah, and curiously, Portmore have not enjoyed much TV action on a Monday night. This is an opportunity for them to show their wares, because they are a quality team, even from a Caribbean Football Union Club Championship perspective, a team that has more than once qualified for the CFU playoffs. So right throughout the Caribbean, we remember Anthony Bodest, the outstanding Grenadian, who had played for many years for Portmore as a champion as well.
Well, I put it this way, Lance, if you've seen any of the 4 semi-finalists this season, any of the other 3, and you've been impressed by them, to be fair, the statistics and the record of play suggests Portmore has been better than those teams. They've been better than Cavalier this year, better than Mount Pleasant, and they have been better than Waterhouse. Those are facts. But at this semi-final stage, anything can happen.
That's for sure. This is the home of champions, Sports Max, presenting world-class coverage of sport. And don't forget that next week, Monday night, the second leg semi-finals of these matches will be played. Waterhouse against Cavalier. That will be the early kickoff, 5:30 Eastern Caribbean time, followed by the second game of the doubleheader next week, Monday, Portmore United against Mount Pleasant. And we're not sure what the scores will be at the end of tonight's matches to set up these rematches.
Yeah, the NBA boiling down now, the regular season. is almost over. The playoff starts Saturday, April 13, and they actually will be live on Sportsmax 2 and of course on the Sportsmax app via Sportsmax Plus.
Yes, so we are getting ready for this showdown here between Mount Pleasant and Portmore, two teams that have battled 3 times already this season. There's been 1 Portmore victory, 1 Mount Pleasant victory, and 1 drawn result. So not much to say about these two teams on the field, but what they have to say at press conferences is a different matter.
We're glad that we came out on top, and now we are here in the semi-finals, which is the more harder part of this tournament. And we as we said before, I take it one day at a time, and that's what the team is doing right now. And we refocus, and now we know that it is the semi-finals. It is going to be a rougher and tougher time of the season, but we're preparing for it. Portmore is always the champion team. That's why they are the defending champion. And what we try to do is to analyze their weakness and their strength. And even though they were a week resting, I know that they only rest from the Premiership, but they were hard training. So I know they are coming at Mount Pleasant with an A+ game, and we plan for it. So, you know, at the end of the day, we know it's not going to be an easy road, but both teams are going out there to fight hard.
We rely really on our defense, guys. Defend win championship, so that's the key. Well, it's the best defense against the best attack, so let's see which one will pay off.
New team, they have done well to be in this position because it's not easy. You guys know. So obviously it tells you that they have a good group, staff behind them, because everybody needs that. So for them to get here, you know, at this point is tremendous. We're going up against you know, as the stats show, the best defensive team in the league. So we have a lot of work to do. And it's about coming out on Monday night, and you know, it's just the first half of 2 games, so you know, we have a long way to go.
First, we have to stick together as a unit and carry the coach's tactical instructions and believe in ourselves, so therefore we can get the job done.
Well, this round is a different round from the norm, and so we expect different things from Waterhouse, but nevertheless, we'll see what the guys have to offer on the day. Well, I guess if you watch the games, you'll see how confident these youngsters are. And they really play with confidence. They're enjoying themselves. And so they've played against Waterhouse before, and they have done well. So at the end of the day, we expect them to do well.
I think we must give credit to where credit is due. Cavalier is indeed a good team. Yes, they got the better of us, but that's in the regular season. But now it's the semi-finals. It's a different ball game. It's different 180 minutes plus, and we know what we did wrong. We know the things that we did right. So it's very much on our slate to get the things right in this time.
We're looking forward for the encounter with Cavaliers, and I mean, though the season we haven't beat them, but those 3 rounds are behind us. You know, I mean, this is semi-final. And I mean, we're very upbeat, motivated, and ready for the challenge.
Slightly overcast conditions at the moment here at the National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica, and not all that hot because of a slight wind here across Kingston at this time. And I think the conditions will be favorable to some good football, and the players will in fact also appreciate the improved playing conditions here at the National Stadium. 3 times these teams have met so far this season. There's been 1 Portmore win, 1 Mount Pleasant win, and 1 drawn result. And they have 2 more times to play this season because these semi-finals are 2-leg matches.
Yeah, 6 goals in it in the 3 games, Lance, and no team has scored more than twice in any one game. That was Mount Pleasant's 2-1 win over Portmore United. It has been tight between the teams, and that's because of the quality of both teams, the quality of Mount Pleasant's defense. But you just believe that Portmore have this little bit extra in attack. But without Ricardo Morris, you wonder if that extra won't be available, at least in this first leg.
Yeah, that's for sure. They will miss Ricardo Morris for sure, George. The fact is that they have a lot of depth in their squad, this Portmore team. When you think that Rondy Smith has scored 9 goals so far this season and he's coming off the bench, that tells you that they have a lot of options. This Portmore United team, and coach Shavar Thomas is hoping that he can survive the Ricardo Morris absence. Another Ricardo we expect to stand out today, Ricardo Campbell. He is a tremendous player in central defense for Mount Pleasant, a rock-like figure.
Yeah, he's a Broad Street brawler, Lance. He loves a physical scrap. He's very, very, very strong. Reads the game well. We say that about most of the quality central defenders, and you can say that about him, Ricardo Campbell. He is a large part of why Mount Pleasant is at this stage of the season. Jordan Fletcher left the Draxall complex in tears the last time out after he was substituted on in the second half and substituted off in the second half in the same game. Crushed he was in front of his friends and family watching, but he has done something good in training to get the vote of confidence from the coaching staff. He starts this evening. What a confidence booster for the young man.
Well, there's a huge difference between what we are seeing now and what we saw before. Nigel Stewart is the coach of the Mount Pleasant team, assistant to Donovan Ducky, and he's expecting a lot from his team today.
Nigel, taking one step at a time has brought you to this point. Semi-final day, first leg. What is the plan going in today?
I mean, the plan today is come out and work hard. I mean, we work our season for this, and now is our hour, so we're going out there to work hard.
Tactically, how are you approaching the first leg? Are you going with a measured approach, or are you going to get some goals in this first leg to build up a cushion for the second leg?
I mean, we're going out to get goals. We're not going to leave it until the last leg to put pressure on ourselves. So the first leg, we're going out to get some goals.
In terms of the mindset of the players coming into this very important game, what has that been like in the week leading up to today?
They are upbeat, they are happy. I mean, they wanted to be here and they are here now, so they are focused and ready to go.
The coaching staff looking at the struggles of the early season, and the season has delivered this. Does the coaching staff take some satisfaction from how things have turned around?
Yeah, we take some satisfaction. I mean, as it was a hard road, and we, as I said before, we worked very hard to get here, and we are happy.
Portmore are formidable opponents, defending champions. They've been awesome in the league. Is this the most difficult team Mount Pleasant could have drawn tonight?
Yeah, and as I said before in previous interview, if you want to be the champion, you have to beat the champions, and no better team to play than Portmore.
Yeah, Rosario Harriet is the captain for the Portmore United team. He is a defender, solid as a rock. What he offers is leadership, meaning he can tell his players what to do the right